Hey BookTube, it's Greg from Coffee Slash Books. Happy Saturday to everyone, and I think today's St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate that. I just wanted to have a quick video to share a book haul that I have. I bought these books when I was in the States a couple weeks ago, and I ended up shipping them to myself to save weight in my suitcase, which is usually what I do. So the package just arrived the other day, which is why there's kind of a delay. Also, I want to say that I finished reading Simeon Marsalis's As Lie is to Grant, a novel. It was really good. His writing style is very interesting, the way he forms a narrative. I'm curious to see what else he's written. I think this is his first novel, and he's so young. He's younger than me, so I feel like to be an accomplished novelist at this age is pretty awesome. And it says he is the Henry Rutgers Fellow at Rutgers University. The ending wasn't what I wanted. I don't know how to describe it. I thought there would be more action and more results from what the main character was going through, but it kind of just ended. So there's that. I recommend it. It's not long. It's I think 150 pages, so it's definitely doable. I recommend it. Okay, to the book haul. First up, I went to a couple different bookstores. I went to the one at my university. I went to a small bookstore in New Jersey. And I got a book at Target, which I'll explain why. The first book I picked up was the Odyssey. I have a really good translation of the Odyssey and the Iliad that I bought in Greece 2 years ago, but like I said before, all my stuff is in storage, so I can't access it, and I kind of wanted to get back into Greek stuff, so I thought this would be nice to maybe push myself to do it. And then at Barnes & Noble, they have all those like $7.99 or $9.99 books that are like classics and stuff, so I got Greek Myths and Tales. Sometimes I don't feel like reading a novel, I just want to read something short, so I thought this would be interesting, plus it's really nice and shiny. Next up, my favorite writing and thing to read is essays. Wow, did I say that grammatically correct? Anyway, it all started when I went to university, and I think I mentioned this before. I had a weird relationship with literature. I wasn't really into it in high school. I didn't go to a good public high school. And then for my freshman honors seminar, I had a writing course, and basically we read the best American essays. We had to write essays about them, and I'll never forget that I was so self-conscious about my reading and writing because when I got to university, I felt like I was like dumber than everyone else because of the upbringing that I had in my schools. But anyway, and so we had to write responses to these essays. And the very first essay we wrote, my professor photocopied mine and blocked out my name and passed it around the class as like a good example of how to do this. And so I felt kind of it touched me in a way because like, oh, maybe I don't suck at this. So it helped me kind of launch myself into higher education. But anyway, so I got the Best American Essays 2017 and the Best American Travel Writing 2017. Because I'm a traveler, I like to travel, and I keep a travel journal, and I would like to write about my travel someday. I also got as a gift for my birthday last year the Best American Travel Writing 2016. So I like to get these Best American books. The good thing about these collections is that you don't have to read everything. Sometimes you just pick up, and I want to read a few essays and then stop, so it's like you don't have to commit to it. So I got that. I also got James Baldwin's Giovannis Room. And the reason why I got this is because Camel from What Camel Reads, his BookTube channel, I think he posted this on Instagram or something, that he ordered it and it was delivered, and I read the synopsis, and I was like, oh, I want to read that. I don't think I've read it before. Maybe I did in high school. I doubt it. So, James Baldwin. Awesome. The next is I got The Idiot by Elif Batuman, and I read her first book years ago, The Possessed, and I connected with it so much. It was amazing. It's basically about her journey. I think she's getting her PhD in Russian literature or something, and she studied abroad in Uzbekistan, and it's kind of all these weird, quirky things that happen to PhD students who go through this, which is what I went through and what I was familiar with, and this is with like my group of friends and all these quirky things that happen because the programs at these universities for Russian Lit, Russian, Eurasian studies, Eastern European studies, they're so small that like everyone kind of knows each other. I did a summer program where basically it's like a group of students from every higher ed program in the Russian area studies. So we kind of all connected, and a lot of us know each other just because it's so small. So I really liked her book because of that reason. And then she came out with a new one. I think it was last year because I saw it come up on 2017. Yeah, last year. It popped up on my Amazon. I was like, oh, I think I'm going to have to get it. I just put it off because I just didn't think about it. And then I saw it at the bookstore on display, and I was like, oh, perfect. I should just buy the book. The only thing is I want to reread The Possessed, her first book, before I read this. I don't know if they're related, but as you can see, she plays off of Dostoevsky titles. She's a really good writer. I feel like she teaches at Stanford or something, if I recall. So I definitely want to follow up and reread The Possessed. Highly recommend it. And the last book I got was at Target, nonetheless. Woo, Target. This was on display. Target usually sells, like the most recent books. They don't have like a literature section, but it's kind of like what's popular this month. And this is Educated by Tara Westover. Is that what it is? Yeah, Westover. And it's about how she grew up, I guess, in a religious, uneducated background in the countryside, and then she went to university and how it transformed her life and made her rethink things back home. That's a basic synopsis. So when I read it, I felt like, oh, this sounds really awesome. That's kind of how I feel sometimes when I went away to school and how it changed my outlook towards life and towards where I came from, which I still struggle with to this day. Anyway, plus it was 30% off, so you can't beat that, and it's a nice hardcover book, so I'm looking forward to read this as well. Other than that, it's very cold here today. It's like minus 20 Celsius. It's the first Saturday in a while that I'm not going to work, so I'm just going to read and do stuff around the house and maybe cook or watch a movie or something. And yes, that is my panda Pavel from Poland. He sits next to my bed, and I'm not ashamed to admit that, and I'm 31 years old, so yeah. If anyone read any of these books, please leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you, especially if anyone reads these essay books and what you think about it, or if you have any other books of essays that you would recommend me to read. I would love that also. I'm always looking for essays. Other than that, have a good day, and thanks for watching. Bye.